Hey everybody, we are back. Today we're doing a live and I'm at Terra Bella Nursery. Let's walk in. So right off the bat, gorgeous yellow clivia here and money trees. Let's go in here. All right, so this looks like the indoor plants section. There's a lot of really pretty orchids. And they even have a cute little coffee shop. Let's walk over to it. Yeah, so here is the coffee shop. It's called Selva. That's attached to the nursery. They're making some yummy looking matcha. I love this plant wall. They have their Tandelia here displayed really pretty. I like it on this fishing line a lot. Imagine that in your house, just like, and some greenery in your house. Over here, string of pearls and string of hearts. This sedum is really cute if you're doing a succulent arrangement. And Fitonia. String of turtles, peperomia. $12.98. Bunch more peperomia. This is a really popular one. I have one of these. I think it's super pretty. It's called Peperomia Watermelon. Pretty easy to take care of. It's got these really pretty red stems. And then the tops look like the outside of a watermelon. Let's go this way. And Spathiphyllum here. So far, I'm kind of feeling kind of iffy on pricing. It seems, you know, it's pretty normal, I guess, for San Diego area, but it seems a tad expensive to me personally, especially over here on this Philodendron area. But they have really beautiful plants and it's definitely very vibey if you're kind of just looking to come and enjoy a spot to like look at pretty plants. This is probably one that I would go to because it's definitely very pretty and they have a lot of selection, like this Philodendron White Princess. They have Pink Princess, quad color. I actually picked up one of these when we went to Kokedama in Torrance. And I really like this, but I did not pay $25 for it. Paid way less. I'm seeing this plant a lot at a bunch of different places. It's Philodendron tortum. Really interesting. It definitely doesn't look like your typical philodendron with really big leaves. It's very, I don't know, almost staghorn fern looking in a sense. Yeah. And then this does not look like a begonia. This is also a philodendron. More White Princess Philodendron here. This one's a really pretty one. Another interesting philodendron called Joe Pye. You'd need a lot of space for this one. It's very wild. It's called, this is what it's called. The one that I have is a lot larger, and the stems on it are really, really bright pink, but I love how interesting these stems are. They're kind of pokey and pink. And then Ring of Fire, which is a beauty. I love the pinkish coral on the inside of that. And then the pretty variegation on the leaves. That one's $39.98. So I have picked up a Ring of Fire Philodendron before. I picked mine up at a nursery in Encinitas, about that same size. And moral of the story that I'm seeing here, as beautiful as this place is if you've got a whole bunch of money to spend, great. Buy your plants here, at least your indoor plants, but my initial look is not, it's a little too expensive in my opinion. This fern, Leslie fern, is a good price, $7.98 for it. And it's really pretty, kind of looks very, very vegetable-like. Kind of like maybe celery stalks or something. This is Silver Sword, I believe. I don't know, Philodendron Gray. Nice shaped, this one especially. I like the tall shape of this one. Some more Pink Princess. Begonia. Some interesting alocasia here with these yellow stems. And then this should be Bear's Breeches. This plant they actually have a ton of right out in front of the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland, right along the gate. So if you go there, you can check that out and you'll see a whole bunch of these. They throw these really tall stalks that have white flowers on it, very panicle shaped stalks with flowers. That looks really pretty. This is a good one for a shade landscape situation. They do get pretty darn big. This, I would say, isn't even mature size. It probably gets another foot and a half. Variegated, pink variegated. This looks like strawberry lemonade. That's what they should have called it. And then this one, Golden Madonna, is a really, really pretty one. I have one of these. It's in a, I want to say maybe a 12-inch container. So it's probably 4 times that size. I got it at one of my favorite nurseries in Encinitas called Jessie Foliage. They go to a lot of different farmers markets in the San Diego area. So check them out. They have a lot of great plants. A whole bunch of Ficus elastica. And Syngoniums. This one's pretty snow white. Economium. Imperial red philodendron. That's really pretty and big. This one should be Congo green. These we saw when we were at Kubota, and these are some calatheas here. This is, I'm not even going to attempt that. Well, I guess I will. Mako Yana. That would be really pretty in a tropical garden. Green flame fern. This is fun. I picked one of those up at Home Depot a few weeks ago. it's just really funky. I like it. Yep, it is a nursery here in San Diego, off of the 5 freeway and the 8 freeway here. And but I figured we'd tour a little around the houseplant section first, all the tropicals. Florida is another philodendron. This one comes in a variegated leaf as well, which is pretty rare to find. But if you do find it, then lucky, because they're really, really pretty. I saw one a couple years ago actually at a grocery store, like a Stater Brothers or something, out of state. And it was pretty cheap and I should have got it, but I didn't, and now I'm wishing that I had. All right, this area is pretty dark. Let's go look around some more. Hi.
Find everything.
Yep. Collection of palms here and pots. Look at all of these lady palms. This price at all actually pretty darn good, considering. These are fun to throw in a tropical landscape design as well, under some cover of some shade. And then more palms and bamboo. You can see the freeway right there. Let me check on the Wi-Fi. Ooh, look at those fountains. All right, I'm gonna check on the Wi-Fi. Hang on just a second. Of fruit trees here. Cherries, plums. This apple is on a different rootstock than the actual fruit that you'll get. Plums, cherries. I kind of want to look and see if they have a peach. There's a specific dwarf peach that we've been looking for. Let's see what this is. Dwarf almond. Huh. August Pride peach. Definitely don't see any dwarf peach trees, but they all look really, really nice. And a whole bunch of citrus here. Papaya. I've grown papaya before. I haven't had much luck with it. It always looks like this, where it's just a stick for me. So it's a bummer, but yeah. Let's see, oranges, kumquats, avocado. This one, 12 to 15 feet tall. It's not too shabby. That's relatively small, I feel like, for an avocado. short. Whole bunch of podocarpus. The hedging at the house is podocarpus. Grows really tall, really fast. Great as a hedge. You can limit up and make them into trees as well. And again, they do that at Disneyland. They have a few podocarpus trees there. Some succulents, sago palm, that is a big old, and then some agaves. Veggies. Buy 4, get 1 free. Tomatoes, veggies, and herbs. That's a nice deal. They're pretty good on price on their veggies here, $4.98 for those. So maybe we'll pick up some more herbs for our green stock. I know that I want some parsley and maybe a couple of other things. A whole bunch of different thyme. This is golden lemon thyme, English thyme, silver edged lemon thyme, olive trees, a whole bunch of purple hop seed bush. That grows really, really fast too. Peppers. And then over here, what is this? Verbena. Empress cherry. Lavender. Spanish lavender. I think interesting that they have that mixed in with the herbs. Spearmint, mojito mint. I grew mojito mint before. It smells so good. Pineapple mint. This is another one that smells delicious. But with all of these, as you probably all already know, don't put it in the ground. You will end up regretting your life decisions if you do that, because it spreads everywhere and you just can't get rid of it at all. It is a pretty ground cover though, so if you're looking to like have something take over and have a ground cover, go for it. Purple sage, that's really pretty and smells delicious. Golden sage, some fennel, smoky fennel, that's interesting. Really cool news here on it. Cilantro, oregano, rue. I love the leaves here on rue. I think they're so pretty. And the color is really nice, kind of that like, it's like a safety blue, blue green. Greek oregano for garden sage, which is one of my favorites. Smells delicious. And then our Italian parsley. So this, you might pick up one or so of those. Those are a little better. They have orange parsley too. Maybe both. Strawberries, Ozark Beauty. We're going to be growing seascapes this year. I have a whole bunch of seascapes that I'm going to be adding in with my raspberries and blackberry. Zucchini, more zucchini, green zucchini, yellow zucchini, eggplant, cucumbers, spinach, green loaf artichokes, green beans, peppers, yellow corn, Russian red kale. That's a really pretty kale. Nice. fun things about San Diego specifically, and the nurseries that I have been to down here, is that they have a few that really specialize in funky pepper varieties. There's actually one really close called Walter Anderson, and I got a few different really funky pepper varieties there before, including ghost peppers and chocolate habaneros and like a white habanero. Really nice. So this is funny. So if you saw my video from Wednesday, you saw me put in a wisteria in a pot, and the spot that pot now is, it had one of these Prosma taupata golds, and it was huge, probably the size of this olive tree. And so we chopped it down, put stump out on it, and then dug out the stump. But this plant looks like this, and give it, I don't know, 5 years or so, and you'll have a giant bush tree thing. So if you're looking for something like that in this color, this is one that you want to consider. It gets really big, really easy to take care of, not a whole bunch of water requirements, takes full sun, pretty low maintenance. And then anytime I do a container, pretty much, or at least it feels that way, I feel like I'm always putting in Dichondra Silver Falls, because I love the plant. It has a really pretty silvery blue color to it, and I love the leaf shape. It does a really nice draping thing in your containers. It also works really well as a ground cover. I've used it before as a ground cover. Just planted a few plants in the ground, probably like 5 or so across a 10-foot spread, 10 foot by 2 foot spread, and planted, like I said, probably 5, maybe 6 plants, and it just covered that area after probably about a year. It was on consistent watering, on drip, about 15 minutes. Whirling Butterflies Gara. I really like this for a container, to do kind of just like a really whimsical container look. It's going to get pretty big, probably like 24 to 30 inches tall, 24 inches wide, so it's got a nice size to it in a container. And then it puts off some really pretty bloom stalks that look like this, with these white flowers, and then on this calyx, or the stamens of them, are like a pinkishy color. And then when the wind blows, after it's really big, they kind of like float and like sway in the breeze, and it looks just like butterflies. So that's exactly why the name works and is perfect. Bacopa is another good one for containers, especially in kind of more drought, I wouldn't say drought tolerant, but kind of drought tolerant conditions. You can put this in full sun. You want to keep it watered, but it does like to dry out. It's a good combination plant for superbells or calabricoas. They mix pretty well together because they like the same water conditions and light conditions. Euphorbia, this is called Gloria. I am going to assume, height 12 to 24, space 12 inches. This is really similar to Proven Winners Diamond Frost Euphorbia. I think that the stems here are a little bit more pink from what it looks like. Yeah, the freeway's right there and right there. So it's right off of the 5 and the 8. You can see both of the freeway signs right which is probably why they pipe in the loud music that I hear behind me to kind of drown out the noise of the freeway, but there's no drowning out the freeway noise in California, I don't think, personally. This is a really, really pretty scabola. I love that color. Purpley blue, love it. And it's a really nice shape. I've got a lot, very nice and compact to it. So $4.98 for that, not bad. Another one that might be a contender to come home and find its way into a pot. Maybe a pot with the wisteria. That might be an interesting addition. Some straw flowers. We're going to try and grow these from seed this year. We have a few different color variations of that. There you go. That's pretty daisy-like flowers. We like those. This is interesting. Foliage daisy. A bunch of bugleweed. These are really nice for ground covers as well. You can see the tag there. So it throws off all of these little leaves and will grow as a ground cover and grow out around itself, and then puts on these flower stalks. And this one's actually a pretty tall flower stalk with pretty blue flowers. This one's really nicely shaped. Really nicely shaped. Wow. Kind of gives like a African violet type vibe a little bit, maybe. Obviously it has way different conditions than an African violet does. A bunch of osteospermums. My mom really likes this one that has the purple center and the white petals. And a bunch of nemesia, some more verbena. Again, always drawn to the purples. Angelonia, another great one for full sun and not really having to water it too crazy much. This one is Archangel White, 12 to 14 inches tall, 10 to 12 wide, and then this is probably, yep, Archangel Purple. I love a container with a Angelonia, a verbena like over there, and a Dichondra Silver Falls. Really simple, really easy. Pretty much can't kill it, so that's one that I would suggest. Ooh, this is a pretty nemesia. Blackberry. Look at how dark that is. It's really cool. So here's the tag, Nemesia Blackberry. 8 to 12 tall, 8 to 12 wide. That's really cool. Imagine that in a container with a bunch of like pretty white flowers, like if you did a Bacopa over there mixed with that, that would be really pretty. Some more Scabola. This one is like a magenta color. And then they have white also. Yarrow, vintage white. This is a really nice plant for if you don't want to have a whole bunch, have to water a whole bunch. Yarrow's really great for that. And I've also heard that it's got some really good medicinal properties. So I'm not quite sure how to exactly use it in that medicinal format, but it is on a list of medicinal plants that I looked at for our green stock. So that's kind of the vibe that we're going for in that. Hollyhocks, just a mix of a bunch of different colors. Those get really, really tall, but they're super pretty. I really like hollyhocks a lot. Growing those from seed currently right now. In like a salmony, peachy color, and pink and white. Status is another really good plant for not a lot of water and full sun. More lambs here. These are some pretty looking cabbage, ornamental cabbage, kale, one or the other. This one's already going to seed. Probably because they're out here and it's getting hotter and hotter every day, and they're going to start bolting soon, but they look really pretty right now. Oh my gosh, look at how big the head is on this one. That. Pretty. Really good in a container too. Spring containers with like a little bit of pansies and these, and if you plant bulbs in the fall and then overplant with that and pansies or even lobelia here, that's a really good thing to do. I do that pretty often. In fact, anytime I plant bulbs, I always plant pansies over the top because I really like the look of the pansies in the interim while it's just dirt, and then when the bulbs come through and pop through the pansies, it looks really pretty. Yellow coreopsis, purple alyssum, love that purple, some delphiniums. We have a bunch of those that I'm planting up that I can't wait to put in the ground. This, I think, I don't know what this is actually, but it kind of, the flower is very orchid looking. I like that. I like the flower. I'm not sure how much I like the leaves. Leaves kind of look a little weed-esque, maybe. Sweet peas, marigolds, good for companion planting with your veggies. Really, really giant petunias. This is probably like Queen of Hearts, maybe, because if you can see here, on the petals there's a heart shape in the variegation on the petal. Pansies, really pretty blue. And a whole bunch of tomatoes. Oh my gosh. Probably not as many as when we were at Rogers Gardens for Tomato Mania. In fact, definitely not, because it's only just this single table here. And I can tell already they don't have quite the 290 varieties that are in that video. So go check that video out on my channel. They do have some of your typicals, Brandywines, Cherokee Purple, Black Crim. Let's see what else. This one's a little different. Japanese Trifle Black, Beefsteak, Super Steak, Butter Boy, Big Beef, Celebrity, very, very common hybrid varieties. All of the ones that were earlier there are heirloom varieties. Patio tomatoes. Let's go around the other side here. Sweet 100, that is a killer cherry tomato. It grows a million miles tall and just produces over and over and over again. So good one if you want a bunch of cherry tomatoes. Purple tomatillos, super fun to grow, really great to make salsa with. Early girl. San Diego red, probably cultivated here in San Diego is my guess. Large yields of red, meaty fruit over a long season, indeterminate vines, disease resistant. 6 to 8 ounce fruit size. Uh-oh, let's take that inside. This is, I think it's a calathea, let's see. Maranta green. We're gonna take this inside and be good and to help them out and help this little plant out because it will not be happy out here in this direct sun all day. That is the great white tomato. We're doing something similar to great white. We're planting a goldfinch, but it looks relatively similar to that. Okay. Now, succulents. A whole bunch of succulents. These 2-inchers are about $3, $2.98, and then 4-inch succulents are $5.98. So we can walk through those here. I'm gonna set this right here actually, and then I'll grab it on our way in. Love that. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I can pull it out. Wow. That's really, really pretty. It's very fuzzy looking, has like a burgundy red on the tip. That's so pretty. Another favorite are the little rosette echeverias. Actually, that would look really pretty mixed with that. I like that mix a lot. Okay. Cute sedum. These look like nerds ropes to me. That's also a really pretty one too. Go over here really quick. Silver Waves Camellia. Lavina Maggie. That's cool. $40 for that camellia, which is in a 5-gallon pot. Really, actually pretty great price. Nuccio's Jewel. I've got a video coming out soon about Nuccios. We were up there and got to talk with Jim, and it was really nice day. And so you can get some Nuccios camellias at various nurseries, including here. This is Spellbound. I think there's a flower here actually. Let's see that. Yeah. Pretty. And then I think I might see a jewel. Yeah. That's Nuccio's jewel. Really pretty, ruffly petals in a pinky color. Okay, back to the succulents area. You can see here there are an absolute ton of succulents. So many. This is a funky one. It almost looks dead. Bunch of cactus. And then I want to go look at these hydrangeas because they look beautiful. This is called Ocean Blue, and per our water being super alkaline, you can see it's already turning more pink because this is what it's supposed to look like. But that's how it goes here in coastal California. I don't think I know of anybody that can grow a true blue hydrangea without a lot of amending of their soil to be more acidic, and it's a lot of work. Pretty purple, and then they have a bunch of just trees of all sorts. More of the camellias here. Yeah, so this is Terra Bella. We've pretty much walked the whole thing. It's a relatively small size nursery, but like I said, it's mostly, I think, in the San Diego area known for the houseplants. They're tropicals. That's what I know it from. You see it a lot on Instagram, especially with the coffee shop that is inside that we walked past. There's a lot of people that just kind of come, grab a coffee, and sit amongst the pretty houseplants, which I don't blame them. I like doing that at my own house, which is why I have so many. So, yeah. And they have a lot of cool murals on the wall, on all the different walls that people have painted, so that's fun. And some terrarium kits. We're back there looking at all of those houseplants. We saw the giant disco ball, a giant. So yeah, so many tropicals. Whole bunch of their soils. Ooh, they have Fox Farm. Let's go look at that. Actually, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Terrariums were the first thing that we were looking at. There's too many things to look at. Now you can see like real life me in a shopping setting. Kind of squirrel. So basically with this, it is a tropical plant. In this case, it's Philodendron, and they pack it with soil and usually like peat moss, sphagnum moss on the inside, wrapped around the roots of the plant, and then they take like reindeer moss and other like colorful like floral moss and wrap that around the soil. And you can see here that is the jute twine that basically holds it all together. And so you can have these sitting just like this. I'm trying to put all these moss pieces back. You can have it sitting just like this, or you can hang them. And it's like a Japanese style planting method that is really cool. And again, at Rogers Gardens, they have a whole Kokedama area. So in Orange County, in Newport Beach, Corona Del Mar, you can do Kokedama classes. I know that in my Master Gardener program, that they've done a few Kokedama classes as well. So that's one of the great things about like a program like that, or even a garden club or a plant club in your area, is a lot of times they'll have speakers will come in. Their soil, that is supposedly really, really good compost. And then it just kind of, you got to figure out a happy medium. But I do want to try Fox Farm at some point. This is the Ocean Forest blend, and then the Happy Frog over here is more acidic and then has the mycorrhizae fungi in it. A 3 cubic foot of the Happy Frog over there. Alrighty. Hit everything. Some carnivorous plants, pitcher plants. These are fun. But yeah, I think our tour here at Terra Bella, they're stuck. Anyways, definitely come down and check them out if you are in the San Diego area, or you're looking for a place that has a bunch of tropical plants, because they have so many here. And it's just beautiful. So yeah, anyway, go out and do little shopping videos at nurseries here and there. You'll also be able to see me planting up in my yard and in my pretty plant places. In the end of April, I'm going to Oregon, going to a few different places up there, a peony farm, an iris farm, probably a few of the nurseries, maybe going to Monrovia, we will see. But all of those videos will come out at the beginning of May, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, thanks for watching this live. Go check out the other videos and see you next time. Bye.